Have a story that changed everything. Discover how self-worth transforms your life. River Mist Valley was a tranquil place where mornings greeted you with golden sunlight and the gentle hum of the river. The surrounding hills seemed like silent guardians watching over the village below. In this quiet valley lived Mira, a girl renowned for her kindness. She had an easy laugh, always eager to help others and make them feel truly welcome. But Mira held one secret vulnerability. She had a tendency to pursue anyone who turned away from her. If someone ignored her, she'd try even harder. If they didn't respond, she'd message again. If someone made her feel insignificant, she still held onto them tightly. She truly believed affection had to be earned, even when others offered none. Mira worked at Aunt Rahila's bakery. Each morning, warm, inviting aromas filled the street. Think soft bread, sweet buns, and perfectly crisp pastries. The bakery buzzed with conversation and the cheerful clinking of teacups. Everyone loved it, but inside, Mira often felt alone, like she was in a crowd, yet none of the faces truly acknowledged her presence. One afternoon, walking home, she noticed a tiny brown sparrow perched on an old fence. One of its wings looked slightly bent. The bird seemed tired yet calm. Mira gently knelt down. "You poor little one," she whispered. The sparrow blinked slowly but didn't attempt to fly away. Mira offered a soft smile and placed a few crumbs nearby before heading home. Something about the bird's presence warmed her heart, knowing someone stayed near her even for a moment. The next morning, she returned, but the sparrow was gone. A sharp ache pierced her chest. "Everything leaves, doesn't it?" she murmured. "Everything." She walked towards the bakery with slow steps, her gaze fixed on the ground. Aunt Rahila observed her closely. "You seem quiet today," the aunt said kindly. Mira simply replied, "Just tired." She continued kneading dough, her hands moving as if on autopilot. That same week, something even more distressing occurred. Myra's closest friend, Rima, suddenly started acting distant. She stopped coming to the bakery, ceased replying to messages, and even turned away when Mira tried to get her attention. Mira felt a mix of confusion, desperation, and the fear of losing yet another person. One day, outside the marketplace, she finally summoned her courage. "Rima," she said softly, "are you upset with me? What happened?" Rima looked at her with a cold expression. "I'm just busy, Mira. You don't need to follow me around, okay?" Those words struck her like icy water. People nearby were shouting, haggling, and laughing, but Mira heard nothing, only the frantic pounding of her own heart. She walked away, her chest tight and her eyes burning. That evening, she sat by the river at her favorite spot, a quiet bend where willow branches gracefully dipped into the water. The sunset cast a stunning orange and gold hue across the sky, but Mira felt only profound sadness. Suddenly, a familiar chirp broke the peaceful silence. The little sparrow landed right beside her. Myra's tears began to well up. "Why does everything leave me?" she whispered. "Why do I always have to chase after people?" The sparrow tilted its head as if listening intently. The river whispered, the wind hummed, and Mira felt a strange sense of calm until she heard voices approaching from behind her. Two girls from the village were strolling along the river path. They didn't notice Mira, but she overheard their conversation clearly. "Did you hear what Rima said?" one girl whispered. "She said Mira is too clingy and overly emotional, and she told everyone Mira follows her around like a shadow." Their giggles echoed in the quiet air. Mira froze. Her hands turned cold. A deep, stinging pain spread across her chest. So this was the reality. It wasn't that Rima was simply busy. Rima had been mocking her behind her back. Myra's eyes filled with tears, not gentle ones, but sharp, painful drops that held the weight of years of silent pursuing. The sparrow chirped again, almost as if urging her to take a breath. Mira whispered shakily, I didn't know she felt that way. For a moment, she desperately wanted to run, to hide, to simply vanish. But instead, she remained still. She gazed at the slow-moving river and allowed every emotion to surface like a powerful wave. Hurt, betrayal, confusion, anger, and finally, a profound stillness settled over her. As the last sliver of sunset faded, a strong realization dawned upon her. She wasn't losing people. People who didn't appreciate her were the ones losing her. She gently touched the small bird. I shouldn't run after anyone, she declared. If they wish to leave, I must let them go. The sparrow fluttered its wings as if in agreement. For the first time in a long while, Mira felt something powerful awaken within her. Herself. The next morning at the bakery, Mira walked with a different stride. Her steps were firm, her smile gentle yet genuine. She served customers, engaged in conversation, and didn't check her phone even once. Aunt Rahila watched her with quiet observation. You seem stronger today, the old woman commented. Mira nodded. I made a decision. What decision? To stop chasing people. Aunt Rahila beamed with pride. That's a wisdom most adults never attain. Days turned into weeks. Rima never returned to the bakery. She never offered an apology, nor did she seek Mira out again. But something quite interesting happened. New people began entering Myra's life. A girl from the tailor shop started visiting her during breaks. A friendly customer offered to teach her painting on weekends. A young boy even began helping her feed the sparrow, who now visited daily. These individuals didn't demand anything from her. They didn't run away. They didn't hide. They simply stayed. One evening, Mira stood outside the bakery. The sky was a soft pink glow. The sparrow perched on her shoulder, chirping softly. She smiled. Her life felt brighter, not because everyone stayed, but because she finally stopped pursuing those who didn't want to be pursued. So, if you ever feel ignored, undervalued, or left behind, remember this story. Remember, you never need to chase after anyone. The people meant for your life will choose to stay, not because they're forced to. Take a deep breath and remember, every action has a consequence.